the one you like.
That's the one I heard. We're gonna be talking about the Kendrick Lamar video. They not like us, but before, because Mo loves it, he's gonna get all in depth
You already
into it.
know.
But we're gonna talk about this first because Dick over here got a new acquisition. Would you like to tell us what you got? Because you told us something was you had all kind of sores going on in your mouth and stuff. So you got something to take care of that, right?
It's not sores.
You had some kind of discoloration and discombobulation in your mouth.
Yeah.
Your mouth was discombobulated. What did you buy?
Well, then I went to the periodontist and they told me to get an Oral-B IO toothbrush.
Right.
Wow. Is that an advanced toothbrush or something? Like what's
an Oral-B IO, right? And you got there's many versions.
Yeah, they said don't buy anything lower than Series 6.
Series 6? What you got? Series 9?
There's up to 9.
I bought Series 6.
And how much is a Series 6 Oral-B toothbrush?
If you go on to Amazon, I believe it is $149.99.
What?
Now you know you're retarded.
That is crazy.
Does this toothbrush spit water into your mouth so you can floss between it? Does it have different ways of rotating itself so you can hit different angles?
Well, so I went to Google and I said there's got to be a cheaper way to do this. And there was a pink Series 6 directly from Oral-B for $99.
Still crazy though.
That's still a lot of money.
I am now a proud owner of an Oral-B IO Series 6 pink toothbrush.
So how do you like it? Toothbrush do?
How do you like it?
Well, it really does clean better than anything that I've ever encountered.
Your mouth feels cleaner?
The head is round and it's supposed to surround the tooth.
Right.
And the way it moves, I could not believe all the debris that it brushed out of my teeth.
You like the way the head fits in your mouth?
I had a vibrating toothbrush.
Right.
Like not one of those that rattles, but it was a Colgate.
Right.
And it was like, and it would make my teeth feel really clean.
Yeah.
It's
but you can only hit it from the front.
It's worlds beyond that.
Wow. Now,
yeah.
Like we said, this is Series 6, right? So do you think it's worth the $99?
Well, it was the cheapest that I could find it, so I think it is worth it.
All right.
I mean, it's very pricey, but it wasn't $149.
Now you got,
and it was not a Series 9.
Well, let's talk about that.
Does it?
Let's talk about the Series 9.
Yeah.
Tell us how much the Series 9 costs.
$299.
Now you know you're retarded.
Wow.
Yeah.
You might be asking yourself, what could it do? How could they justify charging that much money? Well, we're going to read out the description for what this toothbrush can do. We're going to decide because this thing got to be phenomenal. This thing better be absolutely outstanding. This is incredible. They must have really been cooking in the lab for this one to charge
clean your ass as well, like
such an outrageous price. That's what I said. I said I better be able to put that in my ass and I better milk my G-spot for that.
For real. Just get it all out of your system, clean you good, because this is crazy. With music on.
Tell us about it, Dick. Tell us what you could have had.
So, the head of the toothbrush is micro vibrations, and vibrations is spelled with the IO symbol of the IO toothbrush.
Wonderful.
Dentist-inspired, unique round brush head, expertly cleans with micro vibrations and oscillating action. So my toothbrush has that.
Right.
So it oscillates in your mouth.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
Okay.
Responsive intuition.
Okay. Hold on. Is it going to tell me the future? What do you mean? It's going to it can help me make decisions? Like, what do you mean intuition?
No, it doesn't help you make decisions, but it's
I can ask my toothbrush like the magic 8 ball? What do you think about
you how bad your breath is?
What do you think
your breath
about
smells like ass?
Well, the display that might be a way to get people to spend $300 if they did on the display had the magic 8-ball.
Something. I mean, what are they using the intuition for exactly? That's
well, mine actually does this too. And it's really kind of cool. When you're applying the right amount of pressure, it's green.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're brushing, the color changes, and then if you're pushing too hard, it goes to red.
Fascinating.
But it goes like yellow in between.
Interesting, like a stoplight.
So it's like a traffic light in a way.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And
So
that is the intuition.
knows-
That is what the intuition is about.
Yeah.
The intuition is
Interesting.
how it knows what
Okay.
pressure my gums need.
There's
Okay.
really probably nothing intuitive about it. There's probably something that measures the pressure and it. I mean, the
so
display,
you
the
have that
colors
though,
are
right?
good.
You already have that.
Yeah.
Or what else
yeah.
could this do?
Okay. And the pressure thing, I guess, is important because if you brush too hard, you damage your gums.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very.
Extremely important.
So it says conversational display.
What the fuck does that mean?
I get to talk to it. I could text on it.
It says interactive color display clearly communicates mode, setting, charging progress bar, and 2-minute brushing timer.
Conversational. What interesting. What is it gonna ask me how
And
my
I have
fucking
that
day
too.
is? Okay, so what is it gonna ask me how my fucking day went while I'm brushing?
I would love to try this toothbrush so I
Conversational.
can give it an honest
It's
review,
just a
'cause this is
display.
ridiculous.
I
All right,
mean,
so
it's
you
just-
have that. Now what else? What don't you have? What does it do that's so
We need
advanced?
like 3 more other things.
quick charge station, and I have that.
Oh,
Okay.
you have that.
Yeah.
What is this?
So
Sound like the same item.
Like everything else, the same
so
shit.
personalization.
What, you-
it quickly
what, you took a
delivers
cue out of
uniquely
Apple's page?
personalized, clean, with an interactive color display and 7 smart modes.
7 modes. Interesting. With like
7
pulse and
Yeah,
swirl
daily
and
control.
Do they have
whirl.
like a
Worlds.
black person teeth mode, a white person, a
You guys have
Italian,
different
a
teeth?
Jewish person? You know,
I don't know if you guys have different
No,
teeth.
it has daily clean, intense, whitening, gum care, sensitive, super sensitive, and tongue clean.
Okay, I'm not hearing anything that's worth $300.
Yeah.
This is not.
I mean, I don't know if I have all those modes, but I'm supposed to use sensitive, so
I'm not.
That's what I
I'm not
use.
rushing to get this. I'm not digging in my pocket right now to spend $300 on this.
yeah.
This is completely absurd. Listen, I understand the need for an electric toothbrush. A lot of people, I've used both, and a lot of people prefer. If you ask Big Sean, he said he doesn't even want to know you if you don't have an electric toothbrush. That's how strongly he feels about that.
No,
And
really.
you know what? That's right. I like Big Sean, so maybe I have to co-sign that. He won't like me though because I don't use it. I don't use an electric toothbrush.
Well, this I don't
mine's
have right
died.
here.
What don't you
Sorry,
have?
Big
The
Sean.
G-Spot milker?
The app revolution.
Wow, what is that? What
does
kind
that
of
do?
revolutionary technology is that?
The app uses highly sophisticated 3D brushing recognition and AI technology to assess your brushing behaviors across the 6
Great,
zones.
another
in
piece of
your
technology
mouth.
to assess my behavior, as if everything else isn't already assessing my behavior.
Yeah.
you need to know.
Can
how
I play
brush my
games on
teeth.
it? Can I watch porn on it? I mean, what? Can I text on it? Nothing?
No, it just does a really great job
What
of cleaning
the hell?
your teeth.
What? Okay, so this is high above the Series 6. What is this, like 3 models or 4 models up, right?
Yeah,
So what is the
yeah,
in
3
between?
models.
I don't really get, like, this is supposed to be
I don't
far
know.
more advanced
What
than
happened
the
to the
6.
7? And the
Yeah, what
8?
does the 8 and the 7 do?
I'm not sure.
Oh
I don't know, really.
What's the shape? Do the shapes look different? At least the
Let me tell
design
you.
change.
Let me tell you.
No, that looks pretty much the same. I guess the latest version has AI technology, which is not in the
course we
in the
need that.
6.
Does it have
but-
I feel like they're throwing
ChatGPT?
AI on everything.
ChatGPT, I can ask it questions. Like that has like I can answer any
No, it
question
has
in the
Gemini.
universe. Well, I don't know whatever that is.
That's Google.
Oh, okay. Wow, I got Bill Gates going to be analyzing my brushing behavior. I can't
Perhaps.
wait.
Brush your
I can't
teeth up and
freaking-
down
I
just
don't
like
know.
that.
My teeth may not be long for this world.
There is nothing wrong with electric toothbrushes. There is definitely something wrong with this. This just proves to me that people will make anything because people will buy anything. Like, I don't know how many people bought this, but you gotta be
Now you
retarded.
know you're retarded.
$300. I get like a $70 electric
I would've
toothbrush.
just- seriously,
That's enough.
Well,
Matter of fact, I need to try
The
this product.
ancient Mesopotamians didn't have it.
What's that?
The ancient Mesopotamians didn't have it. They were fine. You know?
Well, they didn't have their teeth at the end of their life.
Who does these days? Seriously, we all got caps and we got fucking
you can love your partner without teeth. What's wrong with you?
We got all kind of shit going on. Speaking of a lot going on, there's a lot going on in terms of the Kendrick Lamar world. Everybody loves the video. It came out on 4th of July. The Crow went out for a smoke break or some kind of activity, and I saw it on the TV, and as soon as he came in, I said, sit down and get ready. This is it. This is your big day. What did you think of the video, Crow?
Listen, I was excited. The way the whole video was filmed was perfect. The song was perfect. The beginning part, the lyrics, that was new. Wasn't expecting that. It was a nice touch.
I did like that.
It.
The little intro.
The intro, and then the design where he took out, Drake is in the back in the shadow, and then he gets swiped up and taken out of the scene.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just the Easter eggs that was just put into the video. The dance and the choreography, the everything about it, LA, the crowd in the background, it is the summer song, period. This is the only thing we need to be playing right now, along with Usher.
What did Usher come out with? I didn't hear
Usher
anything.
came out with an album a few months ago, and that's been on my summer playlist.
I've literally never
heard
anybody talk about that besides you.
What?
Summer is it the song of the summer? I haven't heard it. It should have been the song a few months ago. It should have been the song
of the albums that need to be played along with Kendrick Lamar's new song, and it's going right in the tracks.
Well, there you go. You heard it straight from the Crow. Go check out Usher. Check out the Usher album.
But the Kendrick Lamar thing, perfect. The dancing, they just, it was for the culture. Everybody is in agreement. This song is the nail in the coffin for Drake. There's nothing more to say. It is what it is. Canada, we love you. I don't think you pussy. Anybody that goes out to Canada disrespecting them, you deserve what happens to you.
They end up like Rick Ross and his guys. They got beat down. That
was crazy.
Yeah, that video was wild. If you ain't seen
Rick Ross, you should have never did that dumb
up.
shit. I don't know why you did that. Go get your money and come home, bro. You ain't had to do all of that.
50 went out there, no problems. Of course, nobody's gonna mess with 50. So did you analyze the video? Did you go and did you watch copious amounts of videos? Oh, if you look at scene number 3, you see in the back there's a green square on the floor.
He's sitting in the room when he's playing with his kids. We have
that was my favorite part of the video. That was my favorite part when they were the family.
In the living room, right?
I heard that's a lot of other people's favorite part, according to Dre. Mm-hmm. When he's dancing with his family, that was my favorite scene of the video. Thought that was very wholesome, very cool, and it was like, I don't show my kids, I don't spend time with my family. Here you go, they're in the video. Boom.
Now, something that Pastor's gonna really love is those shipment containers that you said you like so much.
Yeah,
yeah, those white ones. So the Easter egg for that is that those are usually where children are found in child trafficking.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
See what I'm saying? You start breaking this thing down, it get crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to spoil anything. If y'all love the song, if you haven't heard it, go listen to the song as well as break down, just analyze it. There's a lot of great stuff in there. And the owl being in the last scene. Let us know what you think.
That's all you got to say about it? You don't want to talk for two? You don't want to talk for 2 more hours?
Nah, I'm gonna calm down. Listen. I've been dancing.
You've been crip walking all over the house.
Looking at the video, I was crip walking all fucking day that day.
Pastor, were you crip walking? You enjoyed the video, did you not?
I enjoyed the video very much.
You never heard the song before that, right?
No.
You happened to be in the room when we watched it.
Yeah.
And you were impressed.
I liked the song. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I liked the way it was filmed. Mm-hmm. It was visually dynamic, interesting. Wow. I don't know if photographic would be the right way to say it, but it was very artistically filmed, cinematic. And like I said on the No Name Yet podcast, I felt like, and I almost did it. Sitting in front of the TV, I was just going to start snapping pictures because I felt any snap I took of the screen would end up being an artful looking photograph.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I agree with that. On his jumpsuit when he's doing the push-ups and everything else like that, I believe somebody's saying they theorized that that might be the release date of his album. I gotta go back. I'm hoping that's true. I'm hoping he's releasing the album. It's just if he does so, it's just even just Drake don't come up for air.
Wow. People were saying he was looking stressed at the white party. I saw that Drake was looking stressed at the white party. That he went to some kind of all white affair, and they said he was looking stressed. I don't know if that's, you got to check it out for yourself, but I thought the video was good. I wasn't as into it as everybody else. I thought it was fine. I really liked the thing in the beginning, that song. I don't know if that's a song he previously created or if that was just for the video.
But what I can tell is new.
I really enjoyed that. I liked some of the shots. The Crip walking on the hopscotch. I liked the scenes in Compton where everybody's out. The scenes with his family were really good. I thought it was a good video. I didn't think it was the greatest hit I've ever seen. Like a lot of other people, I think they're being swept away in the moment. And you know what? We all get that way. It was Five Nights at Freddy, a 5 out of 5 movie for anybody else? No, but it was for people who are fans of it. We got swept away in the moment, so there's literally nothing wrong with that. I could see that. But from like an outside, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar, but I'm not. I don't dislike him. I like some of his songs, you know. So from an outside perspective, I thought it was a good video. I thought it was a solid video. The Crip walking on the tightrope was good. I enjoyed the video. I would say it's probably like 4 out of 5 for me. It was a good video.
5 out of 5, and for me, it's mainly because I know it's going to change the culture.
Right.
Music.
Song was phenomenal. Though. I'm not gonna get that. Don't get that twisted though. Song was a 10 out of 10 out of 5. Forget it. The song was love that song. That is a
that
great.
Song is amazing. It's
great
amazing.
Song.
And it's changing the game. It's going to change the game. We're going to hear new sound come out. Or just artists, maybe even artists that didn't get the recognition that they got before. Oh, this is definitely going to shine a light on them. So I hope everybody takes the opportunity and do what they got to do.
Right. We watched that on 4th of July, and 4th of July was the first time that we got to play with some fireworks. So, Pastor, was that your first time playing with fireworks? Really? Or you had played?
No, it wasn't my first time.
Okay,
it was like my second time.
That's why I said really, because I thought you said you have. But was that your first time playing with big fireworks like that?
Yeah. Yes.
That's
those
what I
kind
thought.
of fireworks. Yes.
Yeah. We got some
for me.
We got firecrackers, and then we got fireworks. I think there's two different things, right? Fireworks are. We got some big boys. We went to Jasmine's family's house. They had some rockets going off too, and then we said, all right, once they were done, we brought out the big guns. We got out the crazy shit, and we had some little firecrackers too. I never played with fireworks, so I was very excited. I was very happy. We got them. There's fireworks going on right now outside the house. We had got them when we went to Myrtle Beach, and I was thoroughly enjoying throwing firecrackers. And one of my favorite moments was after burning the shit out of my thumb, which is like so grotesque. My thumb looks grotesque right now. That shit was flaming hot. Okay, I burned the shit out of my thumb. It was crazy. Like the skin was off when I looked at my thumb. The skin was off. It was like a whole different texture. That shit was, for 1 second that the firecracker touched my hand, scorched, done. So, and then after that, I end up throwing one, and Mo walks right in front of it. He has no idea what's going on. He walks right in front of my firework, and I hear the hissing. And I'm like, bro, move. He's like, huh, what? And I'm like, come this way. And instead of following my voice, which he should know how to do as a blind person, he walks backwards into the firecracker. And I'm like, no. Next thing, blah, 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 blah. And he's just now looks like he's in a Transformers movie. Looks like he's in a war zone. The good thing he weren't a veteran, so you'd have been freaked out. My man was covering his ears and shit. Were you scared?
I definitely was. It was a moment of like PTSD, like a gunshot going off in the back, and I just went down. I just went low. I just reacted to how I'm supposed to react when something pops off behind you.
I was like, yo, come this way. And he goes the exact opposite way. Into the fireworks, into the firecrackers. Absolutely, I have not stopped laughing about that all day, all week.
Gritty, you heard it first, right here. Gritty killed me. Try to kill me.
I told you come this way. You had ample time. You had like at least 3 seconds to get out of there.
I did. I had more than 3 seconds to be honest.
You didn't know you were going left, you're going right, you're going back, and anywhere but forward. You went everywhere but forward. You look like you were in a Michael Bay movie when that shit started popping off behind you. It was great. It was great. We blasted off some major fireworks. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I'd never done it. It was a very big thrill to like light that firework up and hear it hiss and be like, okay, I got to get out of here. I got to run away because I didn't want that shit.
I thought that was my first time only doing the fireworks, so I'm glad that it was your first time as well.
No, yeah, it was great. I read a story today. I'm sure you guys saw it. That a man died on 4th of July. He was in South Carolina. He was wearing an Uncle Sam hat, and in front of his family, he put the fireworks on his head, and it blew his head up in front of everybody. Crazy, right? Like, what even makes you think about doing that?
That's wild. Not even like little firecrackers. Like
it blew my man's dome up, bro, in front of his whole crew.
Can you imagine your dad brain exploding in front of you?
Nah, bro. When I lit the fuse, dude, I got the fuck out of there because I didn't want my hand to get blown. You know, you always hear stories about. I think like 3 other people died this year for 4th of July, so I didn't want to be a casualty. So as soon as I lit the fuse, I was out of there and I was ready. And we had some really powerful shit. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then
somebody
we ended
lost
up
their fingers around Schenectady.
Somebody lost their fingers this year.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Well, it wasn't us. Pastor and I almost did. You burned your finger too, right?
A little bit.
A little
bit.
Wasn't
too bad.
Okay, not like mine.
Thank God I didn't get burned this time.
Yeah, and then we ended up setting the garbage can on fire. We were just we thought everything was done, and then we see this cauldron in the alleyway, and it's the garbage can, and it's smoking
my
up.
Girlfriend's family.
And they're rushing to get the hose. The hose is tangled up. There's no water coming out. It was insane.
I was so annoyed for the fact that y'all went there, and I'm like, hey, could somebody help? And then I'm like, hey, could somebody who lives here actually do this? I'm like, y'all chilling way too much. This is your house.
Somebody do something? Like, hello.
They're always like that. That house could have started being on fire until they would have started running over there. Like, what the fuck do you do?
Nobody would have batted an eye. The great thing was Pastor bought these like heavy duty, what do you call them? The poppers, the one you throw on the floor?
Yes.
What do you call them? They're called poppers? What are they called? Poppers is something you sniff and it opens up your asshole. So that's not that. What is it called?
No.
You know those things you throw on the ground.
Does it open your asshole? That's crazy.
Popper? Yeah, that's not what it does.
I don't know what it does.
Sniff it and then you had to do anal, I think. Isn't that
Is
what gay guys
does
do?
for you?
I never tried
I know
it.
about the poppers. Does it open up?
Pastor, you know about poppers. You were around when that shit came out.
All I know is like a nail polish that you sniff.
Is it? It's not nail polish.
That's what I was told it was like. Nail polish.
You can buy it at the gas station.
I've never tried it.
Oh, okay, you should try it. Tell us what you think about it.
I should try it. You want me to try? It's just supposed to make you horny. So like, what you want me to do is try to get myself horny? That sounds crazy.
Doesn't it get you high too?
It gives you apparently just
like
quick
a little,
high.
like a little quick. Okay. Anyway, Pastor did not buy that. He bought these things that you throw on the ground and they blow up. But he got like heavy duty ones. It's not like the ones you can get like at the regular store. We got them at the Myrtle Beach fireworks store. We gave them to the kids, and then one of them slammed it on the porch while we're on, and just everybody was deaf. It was like in Call of Duty when the grenade goes off, and my man slammed that shit on the back. Pow! Everybody's like, oh, what the hell? Everybody's ears were ringing. It was such a great time. We left deaf and burned, and garbage can was melted, but absolutely fantastic 4th of July.
A couple days later, I snapped one in the kitchen.
What did your parents do?
My mother just went like this.
Oh, she didn't even care. She didn't even know. She didn't even bother. Wow.
But she had a flashback to when you was like 10 or something.
Yeah, she just turned around and she was like, you could just see it on her face.
She's
you a-hole.
She's an old pro. She's used to that shit. She's used to fucking around. Great 4th of July. Great 4th of July. We got some big news here that I wasn't going to talk about on the show at all because I literally don't care. But Crow brought it up in the group today, and you said you were insulted that we did not tell you that John Cena was retiring?
Yeah.
Why would you? You don't even watch wrestling.
First of all, John Cena retiring.
John Cena?
Probably what John Cena retiring is probably one of the biggest news of the year. It's up there with Kendrick and everything else. That right there, it is. For the WWE world, it is, right? This guy has been in all our childhood. So I love everybody that's been there, but he's a big fucking deal.
Name your favorite John Cena match.
Bro, I can't remember. I
You-
can't
you
name
love- you
any
love
of
John
my favorite
Cena.
matches.
You love John. I remember Mad at them, and I don't even like John Cena.
Let's see.
What is your
the
favorite
top of
John
my
Cena
head.
match?
Let's see. What can I remember from John Cena?
Give me like literally any fact about John Cena. Like, give me any significant fact.
Okay, he is one. He broke the world record for most Make-A-Wish foundations.
All right, I'll give you that. That was a right. Like, literally, that's like the worst one you could name. That's not even
Well,
interesting.
you said give me a fun fact.
Okay, all right,
That's one of the coolest
okay, give me a
things-
wrestling
I think that's one
fact.
of the coolest things he does.
Give me a wrestling fact. Do you know anything like what? Like when did?
I
when
don't
you-
know most wrestling facts. Period.
But you're
I
saying
know
like you
I
were-
watched the show as a kid.
You were like so
Enjoyed it with my
flabbergasted
father.
that we didn't tell you. Like we didn't even
Because
think about
it's
telling you.
John fucking Cena. And I know as a fact that WWE is going to put all effort in. Triple H is going to do his best to make sure this year is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
And it's probably going to be worth, as a fan that stepped away all these years, to come back and say, okay, let me check out this year.
Yeah, because
You're too pumped for this.
yeah, you really
What?
are.
You're not
So-
excited?
No, I
No.
thought it was the dumbest announcement I'd ever seen in my life.
Tell him why.
retiring.
Tell him why, Pastor. Tell him why.
I'm retiring, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm getting to see this. He's gonna retire. He's announcing it right here, and then he goes on and on. I'm gonna be retiring in
2025.
2025, and we're gonna have 300 matches featuring me before I leave WWE, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, it's just like that. He blew up the balloon and then just let it up.
To be fair, you have to do it that way.
I'm about to say this is
You have to
crazy.
do
That's
it that way.
how this sounds.
They want to
exactly
sell
what the WWE
merchandise.
does.
They want to sell tickets. He's gonna do a bunch of matches. They're gonna see if he can win the world title again. Probably he wants to get 17. He either has to tie or break. I think he has to break Ric Flair's record, which is 16. I think he's tied with Ric Flair. So I think the whole thing is like, is he gonna get his 17th world title? You know, it's like when a band goes on, when a band retires, they do a farewell tour. They don't go, okay, we're done. They go, okay, we're gonna do a farewell tour. We can make some more money.
Sure.
You guys can see us one last time. But with that being said, I wish he would have said, I'm retiring that night, because I literally do not care about John Cena. I've never.
Yeah.
I cared about John Cena when I was like 8 years old. Like I was like 12. Ever since then, like ever since he won the world championship against JBL, I did not care about him. I've not. John Cena has been like the bane of so many wrestling fans' existence for years and years and years. They have highlighted him over so many other fantastic performers. Like there's so many missed opportunities because John Cena had the championship. Like, not even to get too in depth, but like, yeah, like Justin, me, so many people do not care about John Cena. Like, we understand.
So do you think that this is not going to, especially story wise, because you actually watch it more, you actually watch it story wise, writing wise, are they going to put, now that they have new direction, are they going to put new life into the stories? And
Well, they would
what's
have
going to happen?
they would have if it was Vince McMahon, because Vince loves John Cena. So no matter what, it would have been. They would have done. They would have pulled out all the stops for John Cena. But I mean, I do not want to see another John Cena match. I literally cannot even. There's maybe one John Cena match that I'll watch to this day over, because CM Punk is in it. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, and because the crowd was so insane. And like, if he's with another wrestler, they can carry him. Like, he's good. Like, if he's with another good wrestler. But other than that, I can't name another John Cena match that I would sit down and watch.
For me, it's like
Not entertaining at all to me.
I've never been able to watch, when I was a kid, never been able to watch the pay-per-views and stuff like that. Only could watch SmackDown. You know, for me, I was like, well, by the time I was of the age where I was like, okay, I don't know anything that's happening right now. But each time somebody retired and left the WWE, I always regretted not being there to watch those matches and those pay-per-views, you know. So I missed out a lot of those moments where other people in high school and middle school was like, got the chance to watch these things. So this is for me, it's like, you know what? Another person from my childhood is leaving.
Right.
And this is my time. I can finally watch it on Peacock. I can finally actually be a part of it this time and actually enjoy it and be like, all right, watch it. Maybe I'll get back into it watching it. Who knows? But I want to at least take this time to say, all right, this is my moment to finally get and watch all the pay-per-views and keep up with this year. And if I go back into it, cool. If not, whatever.
Wow.
But it's exciting for me. That's why I'm excited.
Glad that you're excited. Glad that you're excited. You can look forward to WrestleMania 41. I think that's gonna be either his last match or one of his last matches. I don't know which one they're gonna do. If I mean, I guess they should retire him at WrestleMania. I don't know why they wouldn't, but if you're not gonna retire him on WrestleMania, you got to retire him on SmackDown because that's where he started. So if you're not gonna,
oh yeah, that match you showed me during the pandemic, during what pay-per-view was that when he was wrestling? And it was that Funhouse crap.
oh, that was WrestleMania like 38, 30, no, 37, 30, 36.
Yeah, that was my first one ever watching.
36.
And that match was horrible.
Terrible. I mean, literally every
terrible.
story John Cena's almost ever been in, I do not care about it, and I'm always rooting for the other guy to win, and then he's always going to win anyway. So I'm like, all right, well, why am I going to watch this? John Cena's going to win. The match is not even going to be that good. He's going to beat my favorite guys. He probably put over like maybe one guy that I like, and I was happy about that. There was like one dude that came in that I was happy that John Cena lost to. Other than that, he pretty much just like beat everybody. They used to call him Super Cena because he never took an L.
I remember.
Not a big fan of John Cena, but somebody else from your childhood that you love is Will Smith, and he made his big return at the BET Awards with Fire and a brand new song, and I cannot wait to hear your review of this performance and this new song. It's a very inspirational song. Will Smith is back for the second time, and he's finally not crying, so we're happy to see that. What did you think about this?
I don't know what the fuck was going on, to be honest with you. I really don't. I mean, I played the song twice. I was like, I mean, the song is a good song for Christians.
You would think he got slapped after he wrote that song.
Yes.
You would think he's the one that got slapped after that. You can come back from anything. You could do what you want to do, and you could do whatever. Come back from shame. It's like, you're the one that smacked him.
This was the most narcissistic thing I've ever watched a grown man do live. This is up there with Kanye West ranting. I don't know if Will Smith has an actual mental disorder or just has something going on, but like I was fucking confused.
You could come back from adversity.
Like, why?
I don't know
why
anybody.
Did he not give us
Some people liked it.
And then he did it was a great song, but it was not the song for him.
Oh, you liked the song?
I did like the song, but it was more of like, why are you the one singing this?
Because he's coming back from adversity.
What adversity?
He's slapping people. What do you think? Everybody hates him.
Getting emasculated by his wife.
Getting emasculated. Listen, when you get cheated on like 40 times, you got to come back at some point.
Then divorce the bitch. Apologize to Chris.
You know what? That would be kind of crazy if he did a song and it was about him divorcing her, and that was like him being like, "Okay, I'm done. Like I'm back now. I'm shedding this. Amazing. Like I'm fuck this. I'm back. Like Will's back."
At least Kanye West divorced his chick and got a new one.
I think he got divorced.
One.
He got divorced. She didn't divorce. She divorced him.
She divorced him, and now she's crying about it. She regrets that decision. He out there with the baddest bitch right now. She's the new one, and everybody loves his new wife.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Even her own kids love the new wife.
Wow.
I mean, so
East West loves the new woman.
What? They love her. She be on taking photos with them. She calls
East
her
North.
Listen.
You
North,
can come back
North
from
loves
anything.
the new mama.
What did you think of the performance, though? I think a lot of people like the song, but some people, because what I saw was the YouTube comments. People loved it on the song, which I personally think they were hiding comments on that song. But the BET the video and the clips on YouTube and then the clips on Instagram, people were shitting on the performance.
The performance left me again. What the fuck?
He like he was on Mars or something. Right? Like he was on, well, I think he was supposed to be in the Valley of the Shadow of Death. And of course, like with everything that happens at an award show, you get, this is satanic, this is evil, because the guy has flames this is satanic. Like everybody
What is he trying
relax.
to say? I went to hell and I'm coming back.
Yeah, I
and
think
there's
that's
a
like
room-
I think that's literally the premise is okay, he's talking about I'm walking through hell, I'm walking through the valley of the shadow of self. Yeah, he's gonna have flames. He's supposed to look like he's in like some kind of, bad place, some kind of hellish scape. I don't think
Will
everything this
Smith
is
a
after
born-again
every
Christian?
performance at an award show. It doesn't matter what a guy could go up there with a guitar. Did you notice he's wearing a black t-shirt? Black is actually the color of the satanic party. And if you look deeper into the fibers of the shirt, he actually has 666 fibers in there that you can't even see with the naked eye. But I used a computer program, AI, to find that out. He's satanic. Keep him away from your children. It's like, is everything fucking satanic?
I
This
didn't
is
even know that was happening.
people.
That's
You didn't know
crazy.
what was happening. You're like kind of halfway there. Like a lot of the stuff that goes on, like when Doja Cat does something, or like with Sam Smith, like when they're obviously trying to get a rouse out of people. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, do you know what they're doing? It's satanic and
Yeah.
everything. Oh my god. It's like, okay, like half of you people are listening to music where people are talking about killing each other. Let's
I
not
agree.
take the moral fucking high ground.
I
Okay,
agree.
unless you're. Go ahead, Pastor.
It in like the 70s and 80s, like the born again
the
Christians would
drugs?
say that if you played this record backwards, you could hear satanic messages. And
No,
Listen,
back then, they
but
just didn't understand technology.
do I believe there's satanic people in the industry? I think it's rampant with them. But I think a lot of people also use that imagery to spook you. I mean, everybody's done it. It's like the oldest trick in the book. They use the imagery because honestly, let me tell you, it's cool. It's cool, like, like seeing demons. Like it's a sick image. Like it's cool to see darkness. Like people love that shit. That's why people watch Possession. You go to a Possession movie because it looks cool, not because you're like, man, I want to be possessed. Or like I wanna like I wanna possess somebody. We all go to possession movies. We don't go, man, that looks fun. I wish that happened to me. Or like, yeah, I want to
I
be.
wish there was a female demon in me that made me suck.
I didn't know
dick.
anybody that walked out of the last O movie that went, I think I'm gonna become a Satanist now. I think this really impressed me.
I think I want to bear Satan's baby.
It's fun imagery. I mean, is it like, should you do it 24/7? No, but people like to do it. I mean, it's like whatever. Ozzy Osbourne does it. I don't know if he's a Satanist, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that use it that are Satanists. Will you know which one is which? I don't know, but not everything is satanic.
I mean, it is in their rule book that they have to be like front with it though.
I'm
So
sure
it
it
is
is.
a trick. It's a tricky.
I thought that the Will
playing
Smith
field.
one is Will Smith a Satanist? Maybe, but I don't know if that exact imagery of literally just flames in some kind of hellish scape is
Nah.
satanic. It was probably just a metaphor for what he feels like he's going
It was
through
a
right
Christian
now.
song. That was a Christian song.
The guy didn't, grab a picture of Jesus and spit on it. That would be crazy, like. Some of the shit Lil Nas X did, I could see you being like, all right, that's crazy. Like,
Speaking of him, he has a track in our new movie.
in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes, he does.
We're going to talk about Beverly Hills Cop, like literally next up. Actually, let's talk about it right now because we beat this horse to death already. The performance was like whatever. The song was whatever. It's like whatever, bro. You slap somebody, like everybody still kind of likes you, and a lot of other people hate you. People like your new movie. Everybody loves Bad Boys. Bad Boys. They said Bad Boys.
I didn't even bother to see it or want to see it.
Yeah, me neither. I watched maybe Bad Boys 2 when I was a child and have no real warm feelings towards the movies. I'm sure they're good, though. I'm sure they're good movies.
No, the first two are great.
I was never a big
Didn't
Will
watch
Smith
3,
fan, though.
Didn't watch 4.
Never a Will Smith fan. I was not really, can't really name a movie that I watched that I would rewatch from Will Smith. I don't know. Like Pursuit of Happiness was nice. It was cute.
That was a good movie.
Oh,
Well, there's a
but
few
the
movies
When
I
he was a
would watch.
superhero, it was great. What was that movie?
Hancock.
Hitchcock. Hitchcock was cool. Hitchcock was
Hancock was-
cool.
No,
Yeah, like
That was a great
Hancock.
Hancock.
He's done some good stuff. Not something I would rewatch though.
Yeah.
You know who is somebody I would rewatch over and over and over again, and I have many times, is Eddie Murphy. And I was elated and ecstatic to find out that they were making another Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop 4, a.k.a. Axel F., dropped on July 3rd. And shout out to Pasty, because I would have never known it was coming out. It was like the trailer was out for a month already, and I didn't even know. Beverly Hills
know
Cop was one of my favorite movies as a young boy, as a little child. I used to watch that over and over. My parents would look at me and go, why are we letting him watch this? This is insane. They would just walk away. They wouldn't even care. It was like, whatever. They was like, he's already, it's already begun. What are we going to take it away now? He's watched it 40 times. Like, whatever. He's watched other crazy shit. So I used to watch that movie on repeat when I was a little boy. I mean, I was probably like not even 10 when I started watching it. It's a great movie. I rewatched that. I watched 2 and 3 in preparation because I've never even watched the other 2. And
Really?
I've never even watched the other 2. I may have watched the second one. I may have watched the second one growing up, but I don't recall it, right? So I want to know what you guys think of the movie first. We could talk about the entire series because I know, Crow, you watched almost the entire series, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 4.
Right. So let's just talk about the first one.
I looked up some clips for 3.
We're gonna breeze through the movies before we get to the 4. We're not gonna spend too much time in it. But the first one is an absolute classic. The music in that, I don't remember the music being so good. I just remember like the original theme, you know, but the whole score is fantastic throughout the whole movie. It starts off with "The Heat Is On" and all the other songs that they had made for the movie, or the songs.
Neutron Dance.
Yeah,
yes,
fantastic. And Eddie Murphy is one of the funniest motherfuckers alive. He is so. I mean, this guy. The way this was written and the cast, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. Pastor, you correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys may know a little more, be more in tune with the acting than me. But to me, this movie stood out, and a lot of acting doesn't stand out to me because this felt like completely natural. We're talking about Beverly Hills Cop 1, just to be clear. The acting in Beverly Hills Cop 1 was so natural, and it was like it was like watching real people talk, and I didn't feel like I was watching actors at all. Watching Eddie Murphy talk to Mikey, which was, I mean, and watching him get shot again was crazy because that was a pretty brutal execution. That was not an off-camera thing. I didn't expect it to be that, you know, that in your face, Mikey getting shot in the hallway, you know. I thought the acting was phenomenal. The writing was phenomenal. It was so funny. And I didn't remember like the signatures of the series till I started watching this again. The one signature being him just like going into it. Whenever he wants to find out a piece of information, he'll go in and pretend to be X guy. You know, like when he had to find the shipping thing. He walked in, he's a cop, so he flashes his badge. Like, what did he say he was when he went to the shipping place? He said, I'm the inspector. I'm the inspector. I'm internal investigations. I need to see the paperwork for all these boxes right now. He went to the hotel. He was like, listen, when he wanted to get a room, he was like, I'm an interviewer for Rolling Stone. I'm doing an interview with Michael Jackson right now. And they're like, oh, sir, we don't have a hotel room for you. He's like, well, I'm gonna call this article Michael Jackson sitting on top of the world unless he wants to sit in the Beverly Hills Hotel because they don't like black people. Like, he would just walk into a room and just pretend to be X guy, and he would just dom the whole situation. That was one of the signatures. He was just so fucking funny in that movie. That movie was just top notch, classic. One of the best movies I've ever seen. To be honest,
my favorite one is when he meets Serge. He goes to see Jen.
Serge is the best.
He goes in, and then Serge is at the desk, and he's just.
The ultimate espresso with a lemon twist. Like, no, I'm good.
With a lemon twist.
Get the fuck out of here. No, you get the fuck out of here. I love Serge. That'll come up later.
How much is that? $5,000.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Serge. I don't remember him. I didn't remember him until I watched it. I didn't remember him when I watched it back. And my first thought was, he better be in the other movies. Because I loved Serge, man. He was so fucking funny. And obviously, he was. So... the shootout scene at the end was great. You got Taggart and Rosewood, classic. Everybody in that movie was on their A game. The writing was top notch. Classic movie. And then I watched the second one, like right after that, because I was so excited. And I thought, okay, let's see, this might be a downgrade. Did not disappoint either. Fantastic movie. The story was, the stories are always simple. Somebody he knows gets shot. He has to go undercover. He has to circumvent his police department because they're like, we don't want you on this case. Actually, he's like, okay, I'm not going to be on the case. And then he ends up being on the case anyway. And they all start off with like great scenes in the beginning of people getting shot and like, robberies and stuff like that. I mean, the second one may have the best intro. I don't know. It's between 2 and 4, to be real. The second one started off hot with Bridget Nielsen robbing the jewelry store. Absolutely fantastic. I really, Really enjoyed the second one. And the third, well, what did you think of the second one, Mo?
So the second one was damn. You got me stuck on the opening scenes.
It was great. It was great.
I gotta say the fourth one takes it. The fourth one definitely takes it for me.
Okay.
Because I've been able to watch all of them and look at that fourth one, masterpiece. That was perfect. The second one, that movie. Oh my God. First, I gotta say Billy is my favorite character besides Eddie.
Everybody loves Billy Rosewood.
I love fucking Billy.
You
the
love
second
what?
movie, I love Billy.
Nah, what you say before? What you just say?
I said I love Billy.
Nah, we Justin's gonna screen cap that one. My man said, you better pause that. My man said, I love fucking Billy. Yeah, we keeping that one. That's going right on the board, bitch. Commence.
The score was great. But number two, how do I feel about number two? I love the one of the scenes where he goes, "That's a big bitch." Like,
Yeah,
when the models, those tall white bitches there, and she's talking to
Bridget
him.
Nielsen, yeah.
Yes, and he goes, "That's a tall bitch." I love her whole role in that movie. The villains.
Let me say this because I didn't really plan how we were gonna do this, but I gotta say this right now. What is this dude's name, dude? In number one,
number two.
No,
one?
the villain in number one. What is this dude's name? Because
you look him up. I actually have the cast of number 4 on my phone.
Okay, I don't know his actual name, but Victor Maitland, bro. That
Fantastic.
villain right there is like one of the best. He is not physically intimidating, right? He doesn't look scary at all.
No.
But the actor, bro, his aura, as they say, the kids say today, his aura was top notch. He was intimidating. The way he was like cold and calculated. The way he portrayed that role. If you saw that guy walking down the street, you'd be like, oh, like if you were like, if you put him in a lineup, say, okay, who's a villain in this movie? You probably wouldn't pick him off the bat.
No.
But the way he spoke, the way he carried himself, Victor Maitland, number one, was a I mean, I kind of got chills watching him, dude. Like he reminded me of some motherfucker that would be in Batman. That would be like, really wrecking shit in Gotham. When he was talking to Janet, I think that's her name, at the table, and he knew that she was into some shit that with Axel. With Axel's friend, and Axel had already come over, and she took him to the building, and he was like, did you see Axel Foley? And she's like, no. That whole scene where he's just like grilling her, but not grilling her, you could just see it in his eyes, the way he's talking to her, and then he goes over to her and like kind of gives her a hug. He's like, "Yo, we gotta have dinner later." My man was cool as a cucumber, my man was cold as ice, and he played that role to the best of his ability.
Fantastic.
There was he was one of the best villains I've ever seen, to be honest. Fantastic. So anyway, number two, the villain was good. But there was nothing. It was all downhill from there in terms of villains. There was not the villains would not get as good as they got in number one. I thought Bridget Nielsen was good, and there was another villain in that one, right? Was there another? There was another guy.
The main guy who she worked for.
Right.
Who was basically selling weapons.
And the good thing about the series is like the villain is always a guy who is like well respected in the community. Yeah, a guy that nobody ever expects, and then Eddie Murphy got like, no, I'm telling you, it's this guy. And they're like, oh, it can't be that guy. There's no way. He donates $1 million to St. Jude every year. And he's like, he runs the golf courses in the neighborhood. Can never be like, he's like, I'm telling you, it's this guy. Every movie like has these certain signatures, and that's another one. It's always the guy that nobody would ever believe.
What I loved about too was the captain and how much of an asshole in the role when he Johnny Wishbone.
Oh yeah, I hated the captain. I hated him.
I hate him, but he was perfect for the movie because by the time he's fired at the end, even the mayor's like, I'm tired of your abuse. Like, you're fired. Like, get out of here. He's like, thank you. Thank you. Right.
Number two is very close to number one. Number one still top dog, but then you get to number three, and a lot of people did not like it. I was not thoroughly impressed, but I would say that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the premise. I enjoyed the setting of it being at a theme park. It was a guy that owns the theme park as the villain. So Eddie's running around. He's putting on the mascot suit. It's like a Walt Disney kind. He doesn't own a theme park. Excuse me. He's the security head of security
I
at
thought
the
he was
theme
like
park.
a manager. Yep.
He's this head of security. So he's getting in the outfit for like for the mascot. He's running around, he's shooting up the fucking theme park when people are. I mean, it was a fun movie. I can see why people Taggart wasn't in it, so that was a pretty that wasn't good. You know, everybody wants Rosewood and Taggart in the movie. So I thought it was fine. I would see it again. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody said it was though. But apparently
enough
it's
that
a
Eddie
blemish.
doesn't like that movie.
Yeah.
That which makes it even funnier to me.
I still thought it was funny
watch
though.
It.
I thought maybe it was going to be like something was really going to be off about it, but nothing was like so off about that movie that it was like a standout. Like, oh, it wasn't that funny or it wasn't that much action. It just something just wasn't right about it.
It was missing something.
It just wasn't as good as the other ones, right? So now I don't know how many years later, like 20 something years later, we get
30.
Beverly Hills Cop 4. Came out on July 3rd. Pastor, what did you think about this movie?
I liked it a lot. I was very excited. These callback movies are really risky because
Not like they don't do them all the time now.
So many of them flop, but they just got this one right. I don't know what else they could have done to get it right. And
I mean,
I'll tell you, I don't want to do. I'm trying not to spoil too much, but the chase.
We're not going to do spoilers.
no spoilers.
The chase with the traffic vehicle.
The beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah.
the
The intro. We just that's with the snowmobile. That's in the trailer. That's in the trailer.
No, not the snowplow. When he went to Beverly Hills, and he took the traffic cop's vehicle.
Oh yes.
I thought that was by far one of the funniest scenes I have seen in a long time because it was so stupid.
I'm blanking out. He took the traffic cop's vehicle?
Is it the one with the black lady spraying him?
Black lady. Yeah.
Oh
when she sprays
yes. After he comes out, and is that when he calls the other police officers Lego cops?
That was after.
No, that was
after that.
Actually, I believe that's before.
That was after that. Okay,
it was before.
Okay.
Yeah, it was before that actually because he goes to the hotel.
that was so funny.
That happened.
Well, that chase was before the Lego cops.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I knew it was in the same. Okay, I knew it was close together. Yeah,
But that chase where those guys
She's
could
macing him
almost
and
outrun that car. It was.
yeah. The hotel scene was great.
I was laughing out loud at that.
The hotel scene was
how
awesome.
That woman just held on the whole time. He said, "You don't even need that much. You don't even need that much."
Just macing the shit out of him.
He just yanked her off this. Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I wrote that down as a standout scene. The hotel scene. That whole thing. And then he calls the cops. He's like that they got a Lego cop car. That was the best, man. They always write these shits. That no matter which one it was, even 3, they always write these shits. He has like the funniest lines. He's always just saying some kind of offhanded shit. It's always like a quick line that's like it's not. He doesn't set up like a whole joke. It's just like boom, like rapid fire jokes with this dude. Sometimes like he'll just say some shit offhand like quick, and it'll be the funniest thing.
And they did some real good dramatic acting in a good portion of the middle.
Probably, I would maybe say the best in the series.
Yeah.
It hands down is you could tell that everybody on set was really excited. The guy Judge Reinhold. Judge Reinhold and John, they both. That was their first time in years coming together again and actually doing that. And you could just tell that they really was fucking having fun with this movie. It was so much love in it.
And they utilize Taggart's real age so well.
Yes, and his personality was still Taggart. Just the whining bitch he was in the first 2, and he executed his lines so well.
Yeah, yeah.
mean,
I'm not supposed to take my liver pills or my heart pills. And they kept the running joke with him and his wife in that one. I thought that was good.
Yes.
How they were like, because I was wondering how they were going to explain him
divorced and
coming
they got
back
together.
I was wondering how they were going to explain him coming back because they said he retired in the third one. I'm like, okay, maybe they're just going to ignore it. But they wrote it so perfectly. I'm not going to say what he said, but they wrote it perfectly.
Yep.
That was great.
I also, for me personally, on a deep level, because I didn't watch these movies only since I was a child with my father, and I had a moment when I was watching this movie and going, wow, for the first time, I wish my father was alive to see this movie, because he would have really loved this movie. This movie would have made him cry. To see Eddie at the height of what he is and all these actors that he grew up with watching them and see at the pinnacle of their art, he would have just fell in love with this. And the new additions, Taylor Page and Joseph, I forget the rest of his two names, Jasmine knows them, but they were great additions to the movies as well. And they just played Bobby, and his daughter was excellent. I think Taylor Page did a fantastic job as Eddie's daughter.
So basically, I didn't set it up. What this one is about is Rosewood is investigating a crime that also Eddie Murphy's or Axel's daughter is representing the guy that's being tried for the murder of a cop. And eventually Eddie Murphy goes to Beverly Hills and he gets wrapped up in this investigation. You find out he has a daughter, and that's not in any of the other movies. You don't know anything about
I was
his
like
daughter.
trying to figure that out. I was like, where did this little girl come from?
And that's pretty much the whole premise of the movie. I'm not going to say anything more. But when I saw that he had a daughter, I thought, okay, so we got the whole scene in the beginning. The beginning scene was epic. I really enjoyed that. They always know how to start these movies. But when I saw the daughter, I said, all right, now this is the turning point. This could be the turning point of the movie. This is where we're going to really see what the story's about. Now he has like a tag along that's not Taggart and Rosewood.
Billy. Yep.
So we're going to see if this is going to be lame. This may be the wrench in things. And I was pleasantly surprised that it was not. I was very happy. I thought she did a great job. I thought they wrote it well, because now I don't recall any of the movies having a second plot. It's always just there's this crime, his friend was shot, or somebody he knows got shot or killed. He has to go. He has to go avenge this person and take down the person who did this and who's running this organization. That's pretty much every movie to a T. There's no in the third one there's a love interest, which I thought when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, there's like another aspect to the movie, because in the other two there's not any of that. There's no love interest. So that was like a little bit, but this one there was a whole subplot, if you will, or a second plot. And I thought, well, this is very interesting. Like how is this going to work? It was perfect. It was great. You got the tension between the father and the daughter. They haven't seen each other in X amount of years because of X amount of reasons, and you're gonna see, the tension between them. You're gonna see the distance between how they're gonna work together and how they're gonna reconcile through things. Not gonna get into obviously any spoilers, but I thought that was a great addition to the movie that could have went south, but it didn't. I thought it was executed very, very well. And
I can honestly see why Eddie said no to all the other scripts that came across him, and he's constantly told people it has to be the right movie, because none of the cast members thought this would ever happen.
Wow.
So
I didn't think so.
So he found the script. He found a script that he really loved, and the fact that it's that family thing, but not too much of it is a plot, but it's not the main plot. It's his legacy, and you can see like he does this a lot. He cares about family value and relationships and all that stuff in all his works. So you can see that's something important to him. So I can see why this script really mattered to him to play in this role, and it was the perfect script. It really was.
I was wondering if they were gonna water this down. Like, Eddie Murphy's older. I don't know how are they gonna do? Is there gonna be a lot of shooting? Is there gonna be a lot of killing? Is there gonna be a lot of cursing? And from the opening scene, I said, this feels right. Yeah. From the opening, when he goes into the locker room and he starts talking shit to the robbers and everything, I was like, this is Axel Foley. This is Beverly Hills Cop. The opening was everything you needed to know was in that opening pretty much. Like it set the tone off. That was the character that we knew and loved, and it was great. Now, what I didn't like about the third one, which this one fixed, was the music. The music in the third one was whack. They remixed the theme and it was terrible, and just the whole score was lame. But they did a 180 on this one. The score they did remix the original.
Yes, they did.
And they remixed it according to like what this was going on in the scene. If he's sneaking around, it's a little different. It's a little, a little slower. It's a little darker. If they're on a chase, it's like this and that. Yes. Not only was, first of all, they started with The Heat Is On again, which I thought was perfect. I was like, boom, bingo, this is great. But the score and the music they chose for the songs they chose and the score they created, top notch.
So, Pastor, I want to ask you this question before I go on. Them remixing 80 sounds into the modern age, how did you feel listening to that?
Well, I think they used a lot of the same songs as they used in the first one. Like when they started doing the Neutron dance, I'm like, I thought that was a nice touch, bringing those songs forward. I mean, it really worked. I mean, they preserved the
feeling.
They preserved the sound of it.
Yes. And using the theme song to like it started real depressing, and
dark
just
and
as the movie goes on, it changes along with the movie. It was just well thought out. And I mean, even with the ending and our Little Nas X part comes in, it was just.
In the beginning, I laughed to myself because at least they didn't make a trap remix of the song, and then they actually did at the end, but it was actually good. It was actually a good one, and they waited till the end to play it. You didn't like the song at the end?
I didn't think of it as a trap song.
That was a trap song. That was some trap music right there. That was like some real.
But I did like, because the song doesn't have lyrics, so I thought that was really interesting with the fourth one, that they said, you know what, we're gonna find somebody to add lyrics to this song.
Yeah,
I thought that was very interesting, and then I got to watch the performance. I should definitely check out on YouTube. Just they got a big room of people to perform the actual song, and it was just amazing to even just look at the behind the scenes.
Right. Like I said, the songs were good. I thought they pretty much they hit almost every signature of the series. They hit him, pretending to be somebody else, and I thought it was great when when his daughter was around, when he was pretending to be people. And then at first she wasn't feeling it, but then she started getting along. Then she started going along with it. They go to the impound, and he's talking up the guy. I thought that was good. They hit almost every signature.
What do you think about that Bobby and him when they go to get the car, and he was like, "Hey, yo, brother, I need a car."
Oh yeah,
that was good.
But I rewinded that scene 5 times. I was dying. Nigga, you think this is a barbecue?
But they hit every signature, right? Something happened to one of his friends. He's impersonating people. The only one that they did not do in every movie from 1 to 3, and then the second one is different because it's not him that does it; it's his friend that does it. But if you remember in the first movie, he finds his door ajar, and it's Mikey standing there, and he has his gun out. They do that scene in every movie. In the second one, his friend goes in her house, and Eddie's there, and she has the gun out. In the third movie, he goes into the hotel, and his door is ajar. You think it's the bad guy, but it's actually the owner of the park, and it's a good guy. So that's like a trope they do, a signature they do in every movie, and they did not do it in this movie. And I was like, damn.
Wait.
When he went in Rosewood's office.
He pulled the gun out?
Well, the door was ajar, and he...
Yeah, but every time they do it, it's a good guy.
Oh, okay.
When he goes in his house, it's Mikey. He's a good guy. When he in the second one, the guy's daughter goes into her house and pulls her gun out, and it's Eddie standing there. And in the third one, Eddie goes in, and it's just the owner of the park, and he wants to help out Eddie figure out what's going on. So that's the only thing I could think of that they missed. They did almost every, and they didn't go to a strip club. Well, I don't think they went to a strip club in the third one either, though, to be fair.
You heard what he said. He had intercourse.
They So, Yeah. Surge was in it. Happy to see that.
Yeah, Surge.
My man Surge
That was
pulled up,
great.
and I was happy as a clam. That was.
Come on, wasn't that real estate agent? Wasn't she good?
She was
Oh,
great.
she was great.
Wasn't she just
Actually, I hate the
amazing?
house too. This house is terrible. I hate it so much. My son's a
These
moron. He's like
killers-
4 years
These
old.
killers are bitching. I just love that one.
Yeah. They did a phenomenal job. To wrap it up, they did a phenomenal job. You got to see it. And this is a movie you could watch if you've never seen any of the other Beverly Hills Cop movies.
Yeah.
You could turn it on without knowing anything else. They do a good job of explaining whatever you need to know. The action scenes were great. You know, they didn't skimp out on the violence. The shootout in the traffic was great. You know, I'm saying this is it's a 4.7. What do you think? Out of 5?
I'm just giving it a 5 out of 5.
You
To be
giving it a 5
honest
out of
with you. 5 GKBs, baby. GK.
I'll give it a 4.7 too.
There you go. There you go. I think it was very good. Go check out. I want my parents to see it because I know that, they came up around the time that this was.
They're gonna
was
love this
going on,
movie.
so I want to watch that with them. The gods shined down upon me yesterday. Yesterday, I was sitting around and I'm watching Fish Tank, right? Everybody knows I love to watch live stream. I love to watch Fish Tank, right? Which ended today, actually. But then I see, I forgot even how I saw that Hurricane Watch was on because Hurricane Beryl was in Jamaica. It ended up,
Worst name
sadly,
ever.
Hurricane Beryl, you guys probably heard of it. It's been going on for like a week. Ended up running rampant through the Caribbean. It was a Category 4 in Jamaica. It ended up killing about 10 people in total in the Caribbean. And I don't think it's going to come to... I didn't think it was going to come to over here in America. I didn't think it was going to come to the U.S. And Mo was saying, when's Hurricane Watch? I said, well, Hurricane Watch is probably going to be in September, when it usually is when hurricane season starts. But thanks to global warming, thanks a lot, we got hurricane season a little bit early. So last night, I didn't know what to do because now I got Fish Tank 24 hours, right? 24 hours going on. And then I'm like, and now I got Storm Watch to do. I was like, what did I must have been a good boy this year because Black Santa in the wheelchair came early and said, here's your Christmas in July gift. I didn't know what to do, so I ended up having Fish Tank in the living room, and now I got a 1-bedroom now. So now I'm living good.
Yeah.
I got the Fish Tank in the living room, and I had the Storm Watch going on in this room in my office, right? So let's talk about Hurricane Beryl. Pastor, did you watch any of this?
I watched some of it, yes.
Okay, we were very excited to watch her. You know that if you're a fan of the show, you know that my favorite thing to do is watch Hurricane Watch. There's usually 3 aspects to it. There's when the storm's approaching, they're talking about it, then the storm hits, and the news anchors are out there getting blown around. Oh my God, the wind is carrying me away, and cars are getting flipped. You watch that, and then you watch the cleanup and the wreckage, and you watch people, like, oh, I lost my house and everything. It's a big ordeal, right? But the best part is being in the chat, because the chat is one of the most disrespectful, entertaining, just total chaos in the chat.
Chaos.
Absolute
It's ridiculous.
chaos in the chat. And I'll get to that in just a moment. But so this hurricane, as I said, went through the Caribbean. It ended up claiming the lives of 10 people at that point, which is terrible. And then it got downgraded to a tropical storm, which is another reason I didn't think we were going to get a storm watch. Because I'm like, well, it's a tropical storm now. But then, like I said,
As I'm watching it.
the gods shined down upon me and said, no, we're bringing this around. Hurricane Beryl spun the block and went back to a Category 1 hurricane, okay? So this is when I started catching up to it. And that was about 11 o'clock. At 11 p.m., it became Hurricane Beryl again. And it made landfall at about 4 a.m. Now, this is where my story comes in because I was watching from like 9 o'clock, right? And they're saying that it's going to make landfall about 2 or 3, right? So I had this whole plan. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to stay up for a little while. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go to the store, go get some money from the ATM, come back at about 4 and watch Storm Watch while I do the laundry. I ended up falling asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And I set an alarm and I slept through the fucking alarm. Right. So now I wake up at 9 and I'm in a panic. I go, there's no way. I watched Fish Tank. It was great. They did a bunch of great stuff that last night, and that was over. So now I had nothing to watch because we're anticipating landfall, and I have to wait fucking 4 hours or whatever. So I'm like, what? So I just fell asleep. I wake up at 9, and the stream's still going on. I hear them saying like, Hurricane Beryl just came through, and blah, blah. I'm like, no way. I just start hyperventilating. I'm like, did I fucking miss? Because they were like, this isn't supposed to be that powerful. So I'm like, it's over already. The storm is over already.
Yeah.
I've been asleep for like 5 hours. It can't be. But then I got lucky because this happened to be a slow moving hurricane. Okay. So by the time I got back on, it wasn't even close to over. I got at least another 5 hours out of Stormwatch, okay? It was fantastic. I got in there. I had enough time to go back in the stream and basically watch all the highlights that I needed to watch of the people going out there and signs flying around. Oh my God, we're outside of the Buc-ee's and the power is out and everything, blah, blah, blah. I had enough time to watch that and then fast forward back to where I was and watch the mayhem commence. And I was in the chat, and it was crazy. The hurricane ended up knocking out power for 2.1, maybe even more, million people. Now, that may sound crazy, but it's not crazy when you think about that this hurricane hit Texas. And on a breezy day, 3 million people will lose power in Texas. So it doesn't even matter. Literally, a man could sneeze next to the power grid, and 1.5 million people will lose power in Texas. They have the worst infrastructure imaginable. I don't know why anybody lives there because they never have power. Like, they were literally out of power a month ago. Am I wrong?
Yes,
they were like a million people were out of power for God knows whatever reason, right? So that was another thing. 1,300 flights ended up being canceled. Not even, they were just straight up canceled. And sadly, there were 2 deaths that transpired during this hurricane.
Wow, one. Okay, damn.
Unfortunately, at least 2 people have lost their lives today, both because trees have fallen on their homes. One man, a 53-year-old man in Humble, he was there with his family very early this morning trying to ride out the storm, and a tree collapsed onto their home, and he was killed there with his wife and his family there at home. Another, also in Precinct 4, up north on the northwest side of the county, a 73-year-old woman was inside her home, a home that she shared with her son and his wife and her 2 grandchildren. She was inside talking with her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law went back downstairs, and before she knew it, she heard a sound from upstairs, and her mother-in-law was killed. Here's what she had to say.
I went upstairs because I kept hearing noises, and I went and checked on my baby on the other side of the house, and then I asked her, did you hear all the winds? And she said, yeah, and she went to the restroom, but I guess she went back to sleep, and that's when it happened. I went downstairs, and then we heard the noise, the crack, and it happened like super fast.
And this is your husband's mom?
Yes.
How are you guys?
We're just, shaken up, and we can't believe it.
Absolutely terrible. So we never like to see that. We love Stormwatch. No. We love to interact in the chat. And let me tell you, that chat was absolutely reckless. That chat was insane. It was wild. I was there for hours, and but we never like to see death. So RIP to the victims and the victims' families. I also learned something very fascinating. Let's talk about the highlights of Stormwatch. I learned something very fascinating that I never hear. This the last storm, I forgot what it was called. I learned about the wobble. I don't even remember what that is, but it's something to do with reading the hurricane. But this, I think they just make this shit up as time, because I've been watching Hurricane Watch for like 10 years, every year, religiously. I've never heard of the dirty side of the hurricane. I have never. And my man JB breaks it down, bro. JB don't miss a beat. He'll break down every aspect of the hurricane. So I kept hearing him say the dirty side of the, I was like, what is this, some fucking erotica? Like, what is this hurricane, the dirty side of the hurricane? Apparently, the dirty side of the hurricane is the hurricane's own forward motion mixed with the strongest wind speeds that circulate around the storm's center. Therefore, the wind speed is effectively higher in the quadrant that any part of the hurricane. So basically, its own motion and the wind make the hurricane stronger at that part of the hurricane, and also it is the wettest part of the hurricane. It is where the rain is the heaviest. I never heard of that. They probably just made that up this time because that has never come across my mind. I've watched so many hurricane trackers. I've never heard that. So very interesting.
That's the first time I've heard it too in these 4 years of watching.
Very interesting.
I learned something too.
What'd you learn?
That Galveston gets it often and hard.
Oh, that's what they said. The town of Galveston. 120 counties were at risk for this hurricane.
Yeah.
Very scary stuff. I was very active in the chat, and I'd like to commend myself right now, and I'd like to say that the last 2 years, I've really been coming into my own on the chat. You know, the 10 years. I'm not even sure. The 10 years that I've put into this game have paid off. Because last year...
Did they recognize you?
Yes. Well, they didn't recognize me from last year, but people were reacting to what I was saying. You know, I got LOLs and people, that was good, that was great. And I got literally a comment that said, "You are so funny, bro." That's what they said to me. You like that? They said, I'm not going to say my name because, you know, we like to remain anonymous in Hurricane chat. They said, your name.
And it's funny because this year I actually thought to myself, I was like, why do I not make an email for things like this? Like
Hurricane chat's like Fight Club or like AA. You don't say who you.
A new username just for this.
That's right.
Yeah, I need to. I just need to because I went in there. And it was just people that everybody was saying, "Hey, so and so, it's been a while, man." And it was just like, this is great. And I saw some familiar names myself, so it's like
a lot of camaraderie.
This is great.
Yeah, it was a great chat, and there's usually like different different times in the chat. There's different what do you call it? Like different
time zones. Yeah,
not time zones, but the chat will go through different stages. You know, there'll be an era. A couple hours will be like, you know, like these guys are more prominent, and I stay with it pretty much the whole time till cleanup. And like I said, I'm very proud of myself. I was very proud to hear these messages that people thought that I was a good aspect of the chat. So thank you very much. It was a lot of fun, and we got some highlights of today. I'm going to show you footage of this. There was obviously a lot of flooding going on, and there was a man who drove into the water for some reason. It was already like super high. He drove into the water, and he had to get rescued live on the news. He was the truck was totally submerged, pretty much almost up to the roof. He climbed out, got on top of the truck. And I'm going to show you footage of that right now.
Just know that there are a lot of problems like this around town where we do not want to see these high water rescues. Again, the crew's trying to figure out how to get to this person in the first place.
If I'm not mistaken, they're lowering that ladder down right now. And hopefully that person or people, it looks like just one person though, is able to latch on somehow and be lifted to safety. This looks like that is the plan of action right now. It is difficult to see, but if you look, you can see the white ladder on the truck stretching across your screen towards like the front of the overpass. It's right above where that person is on the car. Now there's another person walking down the slope.
It looks like it's almost right over the vehicle now. It is almost there.
And it lowered a bit more. So I think we're right here.
Looks like now that worker is at the very end of the ladder, right on top of this person. So any moment we may be seeing this person being hauled up. It's going to be really interesting to see how they pull this off, because at the very end of the ladder, I feel like this would be incredibly physically difficult to pull this off.
I'm wondering if we just lost the picture.
They ended up, the stream went dead, as you saw, but they ended up saving the guy with a ladder. Absolutely insane. And this is after I thought I missed it all, and really it had just begun. Okay, because then after that, a flea market went up in flames, and we saw that live.
I missed that one.
A flea market went up. Oh yeah, and then the chat, fake fire, fake flea market, fake this. There's the. You have your typical usual jokes in the chat that go every year. There's the fake fire, everything is fake, and That was a prominent one this year. And there should be a lot more because we're very early into hurricane season, and they even said on the stream, like, this is just the beginning of it. So if you feel like you missed out, don't worry, we got more. Then I thought I saw something. I thought I caught something shady going on the newscast, okay? So I'm going to play this clip, and you tell me how you interpret this interaction.
Well, I was going to say, Sherman, that according to the Atascocita Office of Emergency Management, they did tweet this out on X, saying that the National Weather Service has issued a flood warning that includes the greater Atascocita area until 4:30 today.
Until 4:30. Got it. Okay. Well, I'll make sure I relay the message. Thank you so much. Top-notch anchors in the Fox 26 studio. Thank you.
Well, we have top-notch
Seriously,
reporters.
No, I'll make sure everybody knows.
I appreciate
because,
that.
you know, sometimes the signal gets kind of bad. We try to check those live tweets and we can't get them. So thank you for letting me know. I'll let everybody else know. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Sherman DeSalle. Be careful. Stay away from those potentially live wires out there.
Yeah. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
We're good.
I was like, is this getting catty right now? Is this getting shady?
Nah, he's
like,
fine. That's just that's how some black people talk.
I had never heard somebody like that. Did not sound like he was really calling them top-notch anchors right there. That was a little bit sarcastic. I don't know. I think there might be beef in the newsroom. And then I thought the same thing. But then she's like, "Be careful." He's like, "Don't worry about me. I think there's some beef going on the Fox 25." That I had to clip that. I was like, I don't know what they're gonna think about this. I thought I might have caught some news beef right now. I think he's tired of their bullshit. They seem like they might be talking too much, and he's like, I had enough of these broads right now. I've been out here for 40 hours. It was a very, very fun.
You told me no to my date.
Very fun, very eventful storm watch. I was very glad to hear that. I was a significant part of it. Pastor, how much of it did you watch?
I probably watched maybe a half hour, 45 minutes.
Ha!
And then I went. Then I tuned in a little bit here and a little bit there, while I was working at my desk.
5 hours.
I did my best. You know.
You gotta put your headphone in while you're talking to these people. I mean, they're dying. Like, who cares? Like, they're literally they're about to die. Like, what do you care? Like, you just have to kind of listen to them. Right? They don't even care if you even say anything, probably, right? The people you talk to. They're just like groaning.
I listen intently to the people I talk to.
Because don't you have to write a report afterwards?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because then you'll be writing reports about the hurricane. If you'll be accidentally writing about the wobble on the hurricane on your reports. So that's rookie numbers, but you got shit to do. I told you to take off, but you couldn't because you took a bunch of time off already coming up.
Yeah.
For our trips. Wow. So you only watched a little bit. Any notable things? Any highlights for you?
Well, I made a list and I left it upstairs.
Dude. The one I forgot about this. This was so funny, and it may not be fun. I don't really say any of the messages because it's like one of those you had to be there's moments. I don't read.
I was commenting more on what was being said by the anchors.
No, not you. I'm not saying you. I'm saying me, not you. I don't know what you're gonna say. I'm saying what I don't say messages from the chat because it's like kind of like you had to be there. But one of them that really got me, one like a little moment was they were showing tweets from people, and there was a tweet from this woman who she showed her daughter playing with her iPad, and they gave her a helmet, and they tweeted it out, and people in the chat were like, "Yo, like." You put a helmet on this girl for a Category 1 hurricane? Like, that's crazy. And they were like, yo, her friends are never going to let her live that down. Like, why would you do that? I was thinking the same thing. If my mom tweeted out a picture of me with a fucking helmet on, like, now I got to go to school and they're like, you puss.
I would never let you
pussy.
down, bro. The helmet boy.
Got a helmet on during Cat 1?
What are you, a little
Come on.
bitch for Cat 1? Come on, bro.
Then you got to be like, well, the old lady died. They could be like,
She's
oh, you
gonna
bitch.
throw you in a hurricane?
Come on.
I stayed up to 3 o'clock.
Oh.
Because at first they said it was going to be landfall to 2:30.
Yeah.
Which I was excited for. So I was in the chats, mainly just watching and reading it. So that was fun. I had it on my TV. My favorite part is actually watching the newscast, the weathermen actually talk about and do all these terms, and then we get a burst for 20 to 30 minutes. I was kind of feeling insulted.
You like the people that are on the map, that are
Yeah.
that are like dissecting the storm, not the people, not the anchors outside.
I just like learning about the stuff.
Right,
I'm like,
right, right.
So that's what that means. So, but like the whole time, I felt so disrespected for the hurricane because they kept downplaying my boy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, not much to worry about. As long as everybody stays safe and good, we'll be all right. I'm like, whoa. It's still dangerous.
Well, they kind of go between because they'll say that, but then a lot of the newscasts I watch, they'll be like, well, don't sleep on it because even a tropical storm will mess you up. Tropical storm could rip your roof off and stuff like that. So that's what I hear mostly is people saying not to downplay.
The first part, like the first one that you sent me, the two guys, they didn't have the urgency. Of course, they had the urgency because it's Texas, blah, blah, blah. But they, they kind of downplayed it. It was like, right now it's a tropical storm. And I said, I remember being in a moment, Jasmine was right next to me. I said, bro, you better turn it to a Hurricane 1. And then right there on live, it goes, it just popped in. It just moved up to a
Category 1, baby.
Category 1, and I was like, yeah. But I hope everybody's safe. Yeah.
So you didn't watch when it was actually heat of the storm.
I caught it after, because I woke up at 9 as well. So I turned it back on.
Okay.
At first, I had to find a different one because the two ones were saying these lives are not working.
Yeah, WFLA was stopped for some reason. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to do it anymore, which is kind of crazy. They usually keep it going.
Yeah, they usually continue. So I had to find a different one. So I saw it land. I saw like the lights and everything else like that. I just some of the, it was. Thank God it wasn't as crazy as other ones we've watched, especially the one in Jamaica and stuff.
Because it doesn't matter if the storm is that crazy. We just like to watch the storm. We just like the whole event, the newscasters out there, because they're gonna exaggerate it regardless. They're gonna exaggerate the storm no matter what. They're not gonna, they want to make you scared. So.
But these weathermen did a great job. I love listening to them. They breaking it down. I think they did a fantastic job the whole ride through.
It was a great time.
I'm a big fan of Ryan Hall. So
Ryan Hall, y'all. We will let you know when the next hurricane comes around if I even know. I didn't think this was going to turn into a thing. So, if you want to get into the hurricane chat, you want to hang out with everybody and watch the hurricane, we'll try and keep you updated. But this one came out of nowhere kind of. I didn't know it was coming to the U.S. So very interesting. Very fun. A lot of fun. Pastor, why don't you plug away? Plug what you got to talk about, what you got to do.
Oh, we have the No Name Yet podcast on Rumble, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And it drops every Sunday. And coming up, I think I'm taking a couple weeks off while we go on vacation.
Right.
And we will be back in August and going right straight through to the election.
Right. There you go. There you go. Peace and love.
Like, subscribe. Bitches.